Welcome to, hopefully, the largest online guitar lesson live in history. And I'm very happy to be here, and I've noticed that people are logging in from all around the world. We have a lot of people from South America and Romania and all sorts of great stuff. And this actually came about as a promotion for an online course that I've helped construct for Berklee, music.com, and it's a great course. Any place, you can live any place in the world, and you can log in and sign up and take this class. And it's called Steve I Techniques. And it was a great opportunity to go to Boston and kind of divulge my secrets, and then give it to Berklee to chop up. And they made this online course, and you can log in. I think there's like 20 students per class, and there's an instructor. And I visit the class once a semester. And it's really nice. And to promote it, we thought, hey, let's give an online guitar lesson for free, because I love talking about the guitar. I love discussing techniques and things that I've learned through the years. And then somebody said, why don't we try to break the world record for the largest online guitar class? And hey, why not? What am I here for, right? So that's what we've decided to do. And actually, it's a little more difficult than we thought, because you think that you can just create a world record for anything, but it's not quite that easy. The Guinness folks are kind of strict about certain things. So I'm going to get started right now and start talking about the guitar and you. And here we go. First of all, the guitar is the greatest instrument in the world. There, I said it. And everybody that I've met either plays the guitar or would love to play the guitar. And one of my goals with this class is to encourage you to play the guitar if you don't, and to maybe show you some things, even if you're an accomplished player, that I think might be able to help you in your quest to play the guitar as best as you can. And the first thing you have to do, if you're a very beginner, is tell yourself, I want to play, I can play, and I'm going to go out and get me a guitar. And you'd be surprised how many people can't even get past that one step because of reasons that aren't good enough, like I'm not good enough, or oh, I can never do that, or oh, there's so many people that are better than me, blah, blah, blah. Well, I used to feel that way too, and when I started playing the guitar, I actually kept it a secret. But, the secret got out. But the point is, if you feel like you want to play, go out and get a guitar. Choose a guitar that resonates with you, something that feels nice. It could be electric guitar, acoustic, whatever. Once you get that guitar, the thing that I always try to stress most of all when I'm talking to students, people who are interested in playing, and what I think is really probably the most important element of playing the guitar, is having a goal and actually knowing what it is that you would like to do. Because if you don't have a goal, it's kind of hard to focus on something. So even if you're an accomplished player, even setting little goals. And when I look back at my career when I was young, the goal that I always had was to play something cool and interesting on the guitar every day that I'd never heard before. And I was, and that was it. And still today, that's my goal, because that's the thing that excites me the most. And it served me well, because I never struggled a day in my life in this business simply because that was always my goal, and I achieved it every day. Everything else came with it. So in any event, let's just say you go out and you get a guitar, and now you've got one. What I'd like to talk about here now, about actually playing the instrument, is just some of the things that I think might be beneficial. I think some people are really afraid of taking guitar lessons, or they feel like if they know too much, it'll get them in trouble. Well, that might be the case for some people, but there are simple principles that you really may want to consider understanding. Okay, so you got to know how to tune this darn thing, because if you don't, you're going to sound terrible forever. And tuning a guitar is very simple. You go out and buy a tuner. That's what I do. Works for me. Or you hire Pete over here and he'll tune it for you. Or you figure out actually how to tune it. And simply, the old standby rule is you go to the 5th fret and hit a string, and then the next string. And you listen for vibrations. There's also the harmonic technique. And you don't even really need to know if the note is flat or sharp. You listen for the vibration. Hear that? it comes up, that's in tune. And you play chords that sound in tune. So there's many books and ways to figure out how to tune up online, but basically and then you tweak your little tuner. I have a very special system here which has these fine tuners, so I can't really do it the conventional way. Okay, so you get tuned up. Now, putting your fingers on the instrument and making a sound, from day one, the first time you do it, the thing I recommend you do is listen very carefully, because your tone is really in your fingers. It's not so much a product of the amp or the effects and stuff that you're using. It's the product of what you're hearing in your head. And when you go to play the guitar, there's so many different ways. It's an incredibly dynamic instrument, perhaps the most dynamic instrument in the world, because you can hit it really soft, you can hit it really tiny soft, very hard, very aggressive. And the way that you hold your pick and the way that where you hit the string is going to have everything to do with the tone. So holding your pick, I know it can be a challenge for some people, and there's very many different ways to fool around with it, but the most important thing is to feel comfortable. I hold my pick kind of like this, and my picking technique, I anchor my wrist so that I can get some, and some of you might even just need to start out playing one note at a time, just open strings, just to get it to sound good. Now, if you turn your pick this way, or you turn it this way, or you pick down here, or you pick up here, or here, it's all going to give you a different tone. And all of these different tones can be useful. But for the majority of the time, you want to have every note that you play sound good, and experiment with where it sounds good to you. When I first started playing, I had terrible tone, and it was because I picked, and I picked here with the pick like this. I can't even do it anymore. But anyway, it was not a good place to pick and not a good pick position. And I revamped my entire style later on to actually find that sweet spot. And if you see I'm turning the pick, you can hear different tones. So I look for that tone that sounds good to you. So that's just hitting one note. Now, your left hand, a couple of simple things that you might want to remember when you're playing, is when you go to approach a note, you want to have your hand on the neck like this. If you're too much like this, your wrist or something is in the wrong position, it's going to make it difficult later, and you want your fingers to come down on the notes. See how I'm just like this here? Some people play like this, where the thumb is in this position, and that's okay, classical players and stuff, and I do that occasionally if I have a particular kind of run. But you want it to be comfortable, and you want the notes. You want your fingers to come down on the notes. And if you see I'm turning the pick, you can hear different tones. So I look for look for that tone that sounds good to you. So that's just hitting one note. Now, your left hand, a couple of simple things that you might want to remember when you're playing, is when you go to approach a note, you want to have your hand on the neck like this. If you're too much like this, you know, you're wrist or something is in the wrong position, it's going to make it difficult later, and you want your fingers to come down on the notes.